I just found out I have herpes. I'm beyond embarrassed. I understand I will be judged for this, but honestly I don't even care. I just needed someone to know. Realistically, it could have been any one of those partners because condoms don't protect against skin-to-skin contact diseases. You're always at risk for those if you're active. An estimated 50% of the human population has herpes, and most get it by age 5. It is super common. Don't stress about it. People may not like to talk about it, but it is a common condition. Almost everyone has the herpes virus in their body, and it's not just an STD. You are not disgusting and dirty. You are not a dirty bitch. He's being mean. Plus, how do you know he didn't give it to you? You will find love, you will have kids, you will live a healthy, long and happy life. People with herpes do it all the time. Feel better and block your ex. Edit spelling. Don't feel bad if it was a blood test, it could have been oral. Lots of people have HSV1 and it lays dormant. Also, I know like 10 that get cold sores. It is very, very common. I have it, and at the start it was awkward and sucked. But my telling men as I was meeting them helped filter out the crappy people. It's okay, pink heart. Did it show up in a blood test? Normally they don't even test for it in a STD panel. You may have had this since you were a baby from anyone who kissed you or shared a drink with. Parent, grandparents, etc. Many people don't realize that a cold sore is oral herpes. Even if you had picked it up sleeping with someone, you are not dirty. Please try to relax. We all get it. It'll come and go. Just an annoying part of life. You can get medication to lessen the duration. The shame you feel is what society leads you to believe. Something like 80% of the population has herpes and most people don't know it. Truthfully, the most inconvenient part of having it is needing to tell your future partners about it. And it's never been an issue for me. Stubbing my toe gives me greater stress than herpes tbh. You'll be fine. I promise. Projection from the ex. I bet he's the dirty bastard who gave you it. Sounds like your nurse was a bit negligent in the delivery of this info. Couple points. 1. You've been exposed to HSV1. 2. You don't have symptoms. You just described literally most of the human population. HSV1 is oral herpes. You can get it on your genitals. You don't know where you have it because you have no outbreaks. You had the most contact with the person you know. That is zero a guarantee, or even indicator that you got it from them. Without more details, it's most likely you're asymptomatic for HSV1 like most of the planet and have had it since you were a child like most of the planet. It's pretty common and inevitable. Don't feel shame. Hey, I get it. It sucks and it feels like the end of the world. But honestly, there is such a bad stigma around herpes or really any STD. So many people have HSV1. You're not alone, and you are most definitely not some kind of outsider or alien now that you have it. Don't stress too much. 3. Lots of sunscreen and hats when in the sun. Sunburns are, my friends, one trigger for outbreaks. Don't take that advice lightly if you want to avoid visible symptoms. Almost every single person in the world has HSV1. It causes cold sores on the face, mouth. HSV2 causes sores and blisters in your private area. Don't freak out. If you've never had an outbreak but you test positive for type 1 on the blood test, it's generally assumed to be oral herpes, aka cold sores. Almost everyone has it. It's literally no big deal. And there's zero need for you to torture yourself like this. Even if you do end up having an outbreak down there, it doesn't mean you're dirty or disgusting. An ex of mine gave me head and he had a cold sore that I didn't see. Guess who got HSV1 on her genitals? Anyways, that was like 12 years ago and I only ever got that one breakout. You'll be fine. Dizzy. Lol, everyone has herpes. Do you know people who get cold sores? That's herpes. A huge proportion of the population have it. Stress less. Everything is fine. It's very possible that you got it from your long-term partner. Or your mom. It's just so common. Please don't beat yourself up over it. Your ex is an asshole. Herpes. Both kinds. Are very common. You are in no way a dirty bitch. If you are, then half the world is. You know? And you are very lovable with either or both kinds heart. I'd rather have herpes than be with your ex. Dude sounds like a turd sandwich. Herpes? Not even chlamydia? Gonorrhea aka the clap? Boring. Everyone gets it eventually. I read once an estimated 95 of people over 50 carry on EPR the other. I was born with HSV1 and have never transmitted it as far as I know and haven't gotten an outbreak since I began taking lysine. Not a big deal at all. I promise. Anyone freaking out over it or making jokes about are simply uneducated and probably carry it themselves. It's not that embarrassing. Hard not to feel it sometimes. But it's actually not that serious. You have to maintain cleanliness during outbreaks and whatnot. But it's not something that should stress you out. Bro, everyone has herpes. Especially HSV1. Like 80 of PPL have oral herpes. HSV1 is extremely common. And if you have no symptoms, your chances of spreading it are very low. Familiarize yourself with the symptoms of an outbreak so that you know for future reference what to do in case that happens to avoid pain and spreading. Otherwise, you really don't have to worry. Like everyone else said, the people you'll talk to in the future probably have it too. Everyone has it like a belly button tongue out. 67 of the population has HSV1. A lot of jurisdictions don't even test for it with STI testing because it's so common and ultimately harmless. I have herpes and I thought it was the end of the world and tried to take my own life. But it's been a year now and I've never had an outbreak and I'm living a completely normal life. It's really devastating at first, but everything will be okay. If you want to talk, I'm here. I got it. Most PPL do. Get on Valtrex. I have it too. Diagnosed within 6 months of separating from my ex. Lol. It's been no big deal at all since. Luckily. I just had the initial outbreak and nothing else in 5-12 years. I've been with my boyfriend for almost that long. We got together 2 months after I was diagnosed. He's never shown symptoms. It's a stupid illness, but it's not as big a deal as it's made out to be. Keep a supply of Valtrex on hand just in case. Everyone has herpes, yet no one wants to admit it because of the stigma. Don't fret about it. Just be honest with your partners and don't let it dictate your life. Dude, everyone has herpes, and is mostly dormant on those who do. Chill. There's a push by several groups to not even test for herpes any longer. Because the stigma is more damaging than the condition. I've also heard that a rather large percentage of people in the US have HSV1 and/or HSV2. You're neither dirty nor disgusting. You'd likely be shocked at just how many people that you actually know have it and either don't know it, or do and keep it to themselves due to shame. 50-60 of the human population carries this virus. Don't trip. You're not a dirty, disgusting person. You're human. Love yourself more. I take valacyclovir for cold sores. Had them since I was in kindergarten. This medicine is literally a miracle. Don't be upset, OMG, it's super common. You are in no way dirty and I'm glad that partner is now your ex. Sending virtual hugs, hooray, heart hands, heart hands.